Today we're here to talk about the connection between Latin and literacy.
In previous videos, we have explained that words are constructed from morphemes, or meaningful elements, such as prefixes, suffixes, and bases. Learning the meaning of a Latin base and combining this knowledge with any number of prefixes and suffixes generates a number of new words, all with related meanings. This expands a student's semantic and syntactic knowledge in meaningful and exciting ways. For example, the base rupt, meaning to break, allows us to build the English words such as rupture, disruption, and interrupting.
And it just so happens that most of these bases used in English words are actually Latin in origin. Indeed, 60% of all English words have a Latin base. And when we look at words with two or more syllables, such as rupture or disruption, what my students and I call SAT words, the number of English words with Latin bases jumps to 90%.
Wow. One common myth that we often hear expressed is that Latin is a difficult language and therefore only for advanced students. However, research would suggest that it is actually the reverse. Studying Latin greatly increases a student's English vocabulary and deepens their understanding of grammar, syntax, and how words are formed. For these reasons, Latin bases, or roots, are part of our instruction with our earliest learners through programs like Foundations, Just Words, Wilson Reading, and our K-8 Wit and Wisdom ELA curriculum.
Because of this connection, we also work on expanding our English vocabulary during Latin class. We call these words derivatives because they are English words that are derived or come from Latin words. Additionally, many of the prefixes that can be attached to a Latin base are actually prepositions in Latin. For example, the Latin preposition ex means out of. Think the words exit, exclaim, or explanation. To foster the Latin literacy connection, students often use their knowledge of Latin bases and prefixes, suffixes to break down challenging English words in order to determine its meaning. I often hear from students and teachers alike that they use this increased vocabulary and skills in other aspects of their life.
4 times this school year, Wilson Reading students in grades 3 and 5 gathered with our high school juniors enrolled in Latin 4. This multi-age collaboration highlighted the utility of Latin as a building block for reading and vocabulary development.
Through our group sessions, we dispelled many of the negative myths around studying Latin and demonstrated that learning Latin is no more difficult than learning anything new. Plus, we had a lot of fun as we learned together. Our hope is that the Latin learning happening in grades K-8 will encourage future students to take part in the unique opportunity offered at Skinny Atlas through Latin classes in the middle and high school.
Thank you for joining us to explore the connection between Latin and literacy.
I will leave you with the words of the legendary wordsmith and student of Latin, Dr. Seuss himself. Latin allows you to adore words, take them apart, and find out where they came from.
Love it. For more information, please visit our district's website